Oh my god, book packages are the best packages. Royal Mail, y'all. This is all the way from England, the United Kingdom. So excited to open this. And of course, almost broke a nail. No bueno. Yes! Amazon! My favorite! Yes! Oh my god, I cannot wait! Can't wait to read this. The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. Let me give you a better look. I was sent this copy by my friend Rachel. Shout out to you, Rach. And I will be doing a full video review on it, as well as talking about her and the amazing, exciting things that she's doing with her theater company all the way in London. So definitely be on the lookout for a book review about this. I'm going to read this ASAP. Thanks, Rach. I got you, girl. Now for the holy grail of unboxings. Get ready, people. Get ready. So I spent a lot of time filming this first part, and of course the file corrupted. So what can you do but film it again? Unfortunately, it's not going to have the charm and spontaneity of the first go around. So forgive me for that. Yeah. First up, I have Neptune by Anna Banks and Of Trenton, which are books 2 and 3 in her Of Poseidon series. I do not have Of Poseidon, but I know Book Outlet carries it from time to time, so I hope to finally get Of Poseidon soon. But until then, I do have the second as well as the third book in the series. Next up, I have another second and third book in a series, and that is by Victoria Scott. This is the Dante Walker novels. We have book 2, The Liberator. Let's see if we can't focus there. As well as book 3, The Warrior. Now I just have to track down book 1. Yep, common Book Outlet problems. Next up is a book I am extremely excited to own, and this is A Little Bee by Chris Cleave. I did borrow this from the library, and I loved it so much I just had to have my own copy. And of course, I had to also get Incendiary by Chris Cleave, another book I borrowed from the library, but I actually didn't get a chance to read this one. So when I saw it on Book Outlet, I just knew I had to grab it. So excited to finally get to this. Next up is a book I read when I was a lot younger, and I remember it as being one of my favorites, and that is Camilla by Madeleine L'Engle, or L'Engle, however you want to say it. And I just remember reading this and absolutely loving it, so I'm excited to own a copy and reread it. Along that same vein is Where the Lilies Bloom, and this is by Vera and Bill Cleaver. I read this book in 5th grade, and I remember it just touching me so much that when I saw it on Book Outlet, I just knew I had to grab it. This is a National Book Award finalist, and yeah, shout out to children's lit, y'all. Thumbs up for children's literature. Another one of my favorites from the children's lit category. Here we have the Wrinkle in Time trilogy by Wrinkle. And this is the first 3 books. We have, if this will focus, A Wrinkle in Time, A Wind in the Door, and A Swiftly Tilting Planet. Come on, focus. There we go. I'm super excited to own this. I've had my eye on this for quite some time on Book Outlet, and I'm just super excited that I finally got my hands on it. Here we have Something Real by Heather Demetrios, and this is about a reality TV family. It's kind of a cross between Keeping Up with the Kardashians and 19 Kids and Counting. This family has a heck of a lot of kids. They've been on reality TV forever, and then the teenage daughter, or one of them, decides that she doesn't really want to do it anymore. She's not really into it anymore. Yeah, so I'm excited. Here we got Shards and Ashes by Melissa Marr and Kelly Armstrong, with additional stories by Veronica Roth, Cami Garcia, Margaret Stoll, and more. So this is an anthology of short stories, gripping and powerful original stories of dystopian worlds from New York Times best-selling authors. So there we go. Kelly Armstrong, Rachel Kane, Cami Garcia, Nancy Holder, Melissa Marr, Beth Revis, Veronica Roth, Carrie Ryan, and Margaret Stoll. Oh yeah. Now this is a thing of freaking beauty. Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I have been coveting this particular edition for quite some time. I remember debating getting it, saw it on Book Depository, and it was sold out. Not to mention it was retailing for like $20-something, almost $30. So when I found it on the Book Outlet for freaking $9.99, I almost lost it. I almost lost my mind. It's gorgeous. Bask in its brilliance and beauty. This artwork though, this artwork is everything. Tell me it's not everything. Now we have Of Beast and Beauty by Stacey J, and this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Y'all know how I feel about my Beauty and the Beast retellings. Love them. Can't wait to read this and give y'all my thoughts. Next up, I have book 2 in the Grisha Trilogy, Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. I do not have Shadow and Bone, and I also don't have the third one. What's the name of the third one? Can't remember. Don't have it. But I do know they crop up on Book Outlet from time to time, so I'm slowly collecting the series, and when I see them, I will grab them. Yeah, I've heard great things about this trilogy, and I'm excited to get to them when I finally have all of them. Yep. Gotta catch 'em all. The Book Outlet motto when it comes to books in a series. Next up, I have Landline by Rainbow Rowell. And honestly, do I even need to explain why I have this? No. Excited to own this again, and it is part of a series, a companion series that begins with Grace Sling, which I loved Grace Sling. It was amazing. I read it, I think in 2011. So of course I was gonna get the third and final book in the companion series, which is, or at least I think it's the final one. I'm not sure if she's going to write more. But this is Bitter Blue. I have not read this one. This is the only one that I have not read. Next up, I have Above by Isla Morley. And the reason I grabbed this one is because the synopsis reminded me a lot of Room by Emma Donoghue, and I have been dying to read that book. Just haven't gotten around to it. So that's kind of why I got this. It's about a young girl who's abducted at 16 years old by a survivalist. Basically, this guy who thinks he's saving her from the end of the world, and he locks her in this underground, like, bunker or whatever. And, you know, like, she's trapped. She's been kidnapped by him. You know, years go by, and she's a captor, and she eventually has his child, and now she has to raise her child in confinement. And, of course, she's gonna try to escape. Like, duh. So, this is her story, and it just sounds so much like Emma Donoghue's Room. I think that's the author's name. So, I really want to read this. Next up, I have Sinners and the Sea by Rebecca Canner, and this is the untold story of Noah's wife, just as it says right there on the cover. I mean, I could not pass this one up, y'all. The story of Noah in the Bible is one of my absolute favorites, and I am fascinated to see how this author is going to tell the story of his wife. And as you know, the female companions of the male heroes in Bible stories are not often talked about. Their stories are not often, illuminated. So, fascinated by this. This is The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, How Little Things Can Make a Big Difference. And I adore Malcolm Gladwell. One of my favorite books in the world is written by him. And that book is called Blink. And a little fun fact, I actually met Malcolm Gladwell my sophomore year, college at NYU. My studio, my acting studio, the Experimental Theater Wing, we put up an entire show based on his book, Blink. And we basically read the book and wrote a show based off of it, adapted a lot of the chapters, and added music and movement. And it was one of my most favorite memories and one of my favorite acting experiences, not just from school, but just in life thus far. So I have a very soft spot in my heart for Malcolm Gladwell. Blink is an amazing read if you haven't read it. This is a nonfiction book. He writes nonfiction. And yeah, I recommend it. I highly recommend Blink. And now you can see why I'm so excited to read The Tipping Point. Next up, The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman. I don't know anything about this. I didn't read the synopsis. Or the dust jacket, rather, either. And I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to go into this pretty blind. I've heard great things. I've heard it's written beautifully and that it is a beautiful novel. So, super excited to present The Odyssey, a graphic novel by Gareth Hines? I don't know. But yeah. Basically the Odyssey in graphic novel form. Look at it go. Oh yeah. I have been dying to get my hands on this baby forever. And last but certainly not least, I have the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. I could not pass this up when I saw it on Book Outlet, and this edition, I almost passed out. I think I let out my life is made right now. Amaze. So pleased. Two timeless classics about the gods and men in conflict with themselves and one another. The Iliad and the Odyssey. Freaking amazing. And that's it. thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video. And yeah, that's it. Bye, y'all.